What's up, folks? Good evening to you all. It's your brother, Richie here again. Richie here again. Tonight in this video, it is now an extended video. It is now an extended video of the previous Shelby Mustang video. Tonight in this video, I'm still continuing on with the Gen 1 Shelby Mustang. And tonight in this video, I'm doing the next part, which is now the 1965 GT350. So before I continue, make sure you guys all like the video, subscribe, comment down below what you guys think, hit the notification bell, and hit all so you when I make brand new uploads. Okay, so without any further ado, let's begin. So let's continue from where we left off to. So next one is the 1965 GT350 Mustang. So all 65 GT350s were painted in Wimbledon white, named after the place in the UK. So Wimbledon white with guardsman blue rocker stripes or racing stripes, whichever way you want to call it. Approximately 28%. So approximately 28% of those 562 1965 cars, say 1965 cars built were delivered to the dealer with the optional Le Mans stripes. A pair of broad matching blue stripes. A pair of broad matching blue stripes that run the length of the so a pair of broad matching blue stripes that run the length of the entire car, from the hood to the roof, from the hood to the roof, from the head through the roof, from the hood. Sorry, I'm a bit tired right now. From the hood through the roof. So from the hood through the roof and the tail. So from the hood through the roof and the tail. So from the hood. Sorry, my God. From the hood through the roof. So from the hood through the roof and the tail. Today it's difficult. It's difficult to find. It's tough to find a GT350 without the stripes, because you mostly see them without, but you rarely see them with the stripes. It's like a treasure hunt. Like they're really rare cars now these days. So today it's difficult. So today it's difficult to find a GT350 without them. In subsequent years, white stripes were also used with dark colored body paint. So it's used in the paint which has like a dark color, like, you know, for example, green probably, blue, black, gray, anything like that. Burgundy probably, so like a dark red almost. Say with dark colored body paint. Say body paint. Many early cars from 1965 had the battery. So many early 1965 cars had the battery relocated had the battery relocated to the trunk, which will, for like better weight distribution and save space in the motor. So many early 1965 cars had the battery relocated to the trunk, which was changed mid-year due to complaints of fumes and had overrider traction bars. So traction bars, relocated A-arms, or I think I was supposed to say anti-roll bars. I don't know. Relocated A-arms, as well as other mods. A 4-speed Borg Warner T10 manual was the only gearbox available. Can't get it with automatic. Dual exhausts exited outside, so out the sides via glass pack mufflers with 14 cars. 14 cars being equipped with rear exiting, so with 14 cars being equipped with rear exiting exhausts. So with rear exiting exhausts, to meet state regulations for sales in certain areas. For this 1 year, the GT350 also had, say, with 14 cars being equipped with rear exiting exhausts to meet state regulations for sales in certain areas. For this 1 year, the GT350 also had a special 130 mile an hour rated Goodyear blue dot tires, named for the prominent blue dot on each sidewall. The 65 GT350 had a full-size spare tire mounted in place of the rear seats, making it a two-seat only muscle car to qualify as a sports car under Sports Car Club of America, or short for SCCA regulations, enrolled on either silver painted steel wheels, or special cast magnesium center, 15-inch Kragar Shelby rims with Kragar Shelby 15-inch rims with chromed center caps marked with a stylized CS. CS abbreviation. Total 1965 model year production was 562 units. Next is the 1966 GT350. So there's not much on there for that, but let's do it. For 1966, let's adjust this real quick. There we go. Okay, perfect. You know what? I heard this so many times. I'll take a bit of a break. For now. Just in case, if I don't mind. Drink a glass of water. Figured why not? Much better. better. Okay, so alright, next up is the same GT350, but from 1966 this time. So let's do that one. So, for 1966, the GT350 lost its Mustang, tag, and was marketed simply as the Shelby GT350. The new model year also saw the intro of non-white colors, including blue, red, green, and black. So blue, red, green, and black. Other changes included special rear quarter panel windows, replacing the factory exterior vents, functional uh, brake scoops, or brake ducts or whatever on each side, um, and an optional uh, three speed select shift automatic, as well as an optional Paxton supercharger kit. So Paxton supercharger. For those who don't know what it is, Paxton Automotive, it's a US, so for Paxton Automotive, it's a US based manufacturer of superchargers for automotive use. The company is the major prominent of the centrifugal type supercharger. So centrifugal type supercharger. Early products were offered under the McCulloch. I can't pronounce it correctly, but it spells MC, and it says lowercase, and then uppercase, so capital C, and then lowercase ULLOCH in the name. Some Paxton superchargers have been factory fitted, but most units sold have been aftermarket installed. Aftermarket installed. Paxton products are possibly best. Paxton products are possibly best known for their frequent use in performance modified Mustangs. So performance modified Ford Mustangs. So the muscle car that mostly uses those superchargers were Mustangs. Specifically, one that I know was the 2011 Mustang GT. Say 2011 Mustang GT that was used in the 2011 film Born to Race. So I had like a Paxton supercharger, Paxton radiator, Magnaflow I think it was, or broiler exhaust system. So IBOX springs, bigger brakes, camshafts, stronger 6-speed manual, all that kind of stuff. 3D carbon body kit with a carbon fiber hood, painted in black with also VN701 I think it was, 19-inch Nova wheels. It's just all those kind of mods to it, which is pretty cool, technically. Pretty cool. So, yeah, that was the car, the 2011 Mustang that was used in the movie Born to Race 2011, driven by Brando Eaton's character, Jake Kendall. Super cool Mustang, and it was also used in some of the flashback sequences of the 2014 film Born to Race 2, A.K.A. Born to Race Fast Track. So, pretty cool. I recommend you guys to watch those two movies. It's just super cool. So the first one is Born to Race 2011, and then Born to Race Fast Track 2014. So 2014. The first one's mostly like about like drag racing and all that kind of stuff, and the second one is mostly for circuit racing. But for me personally, I like the first one because it was just more fun, drag racing. Even though many of you think it's boring, yeah, I'll admit it is a bit too much to handle. But it's more fun if you just feel stable corners. it just feels a bit boring, and it just feels boring and done. You get bored afterwards. You keep turning and turning and turning, and you keep doing that. One moment you start to feel sick, then you keep going round and round and round turns every single time. You start to get dizzy, and you feel like you're gonna be sick. But with drag racing, just it just feels fine. Well, fun for me, but the element is a bit boring, for just going straight and straight and straight without turning. It's a bit, it's a bit boring. I'll be honest. But oh well, I mean, many people have their own differences of what they like in racing, what they don't like in racing. It depends on what they will. It depends on what their opinion is. More like decisions and all that kind of stuff. It depends on what sets their mind, and what like their mood, and what they like, and whatever. It all depends on that. But we all have our differences in life, not just for racing, but for everything in life. It depends. Anyway, so where's that? So 66 GT 350. So I'll just do it again. Sorry. For 1966, the GT 350 lost its Mustang tag. So lost its Mustang tag. So its Mustang tag, and it lost its Mustang tag. So it lost its Mustang tag, and it was marketed simply as the Shelby the Shelby GT350. The new model year also saw the intro of non-white colors, including blue, red, green, and black. Other changes included special rear quarter um, panel windows, replacing the original factory extractor. I think I said exterior once. I don't know. Extractor, sorry. Factory extractor vents. So extractor vents. Functional brake scoops on each side, or duct, whatever you want to call it, and optional select shift 3-speed automatic. And as well as an optional Paxton supercharger kit. So Paxton supercharger. The battery was no longer relocated to the trunk for 1966, and the overrider traction bars were discontinued. So discontinued. Or I think it was meant to be anti-roll bars. I'm not too sure. The standard factory fold down rear seats, like you see the seats at the back just fold down. From those, the factory ones, the fold down rear seats from them was optional. And if you want it with or you want it without, it depends. While early 1965 cars had black engine blocks, 1966 and later motors were painted regular factory Ford dark blue. So regular factory Ford dark blue. The 1966 models came with a dual exhaust, exiting in the rear. Um, the first 200, the first 252 GT350s for 1966 began as 1965 Mustang K code, Mustang K code, um, fastbacks that had been specifically ordered by Shelby American. So that had been specifically ordered by Shelby American for conversion into 66 GT350s. They all had 65 bodies. They were received in blocks of cars, thus Shelby VINs don't correspond in numerical order for Ford factory VIN numbers. As a promotional move, Ford leveraged its role. They leveraged its role as the major shareholder of Hertz. So HERTZ or Z. For those who don't know what that is, it's basically an American car rental company based in Estero. in Lee County, Florida. In the UK and in Europe, um, we also have Hertz. So Hertz. So the company operates its namesake Hertz brand. So Hertz brand, along with the brands Dollar Rent a Car. So Dollar Rent a Car, friendly friendly car friendly car rental, and thrifty car rental. It's one of the three big rental car holding companies in the US, holding a 36% market share, placing it ahead of this budget group and second to Enterprise Holdings, so to a company called Enterprise Holdings. So as a promotional move, Ford leveraged its role as the major shareholder, of Hertz, to persuade the rental car giant to purchase 1,003 fastbacks, including two prototypes, two prototypes, four experimental GT350 convertibles were also built were also built for test purposes in anticipation of a mid 1967 convertible offering. A small number of the consumer sales 1966 models were factory fitted with Paxton superchargers, but not the no spin LSD differential. But not the no spin LSD differential. Lower slip for an additional for an additional $670. So $670. Last year, it would have been an equivalent of 6,493, or almost less than $6,500. So $6,500 last year. The motor was rated at a properly respectable 440 horsepower. Pretty good, monstrous power levels. Total production for 1966 was 2,378 units, including two prototypes, and four drag cars. So including four drag cars. So drag cars with 1,372 sold to the general public. Next is the 1966 same 66 GT350, but this time this is the next is the 1966 Shelby GT500, but it's the Hertz edition. So it's known as the 1966 Hertz Shelby GT350. So again, not much for that as well, but let's do it. So, here we go. The sales arrangement, the sales arrangement, with the sales arrangement for Hertz, the sales arrangement with Hertz for 1,000 GT350s to be added to its rental fleets. Rental fleets included the proviso, included the proviso, that after their rental lives were finished, the cars would be returned to Ford, refurbished and sold to the public as GT350H models. Most Hertz cars were black with gold Cunningham stripes and rocker panel stripes, although a few were white with blue stripes. And there's a perfect color combo for Mustangs. Pretty good. The first 85 Hertz cars were available with 4-speed manuals, and Hertz advertised them as rent-a-racer cars. During rental, these cars were these cars were sometimes used as production class cars at SCCA events, and were rumored to have been returned to Hertz, and were rumored to have and were rumored to returned to Hertz with evidence of roll bars being welded in. It's like a roll cage technically. It's like a roll cage technically welded in and all that. This is like a roll cage technically welded in. Ford pushed another 800 models on Hertz with black paint, gold stripes, and black interior, as well as automatic gearboxes. When the Hertz cars were returned to Ford to be prepared for sale to the public, high performance racing parts were often lost, presumably at the manufacturer, before final sale. Okay, next is the 1967 to 1968 Shelby GT350 / GT500. So for 67, the GT350 carried over the K code high performance 4.7 liter 289 V8 motor with a Cobra aluminum valve cover. The GT500 was added to the lineup, equipped with a mighty beast itself, a 7 liter 428, with a 7 liter 428 Interceptor V8 motor. So a motor with two 600 FCM Holley 4-barrel carburetors, made it to a mid-rise aluminum intake manifold. Documented plans to introduce a convertible mid-production year were shelved. So like put on hold due to supply, production, and financial problems that happened as soon as the first cars started to arrive at Shelby's facility in Los Angeles in September. By October 1966, Ford took control of both engineering and purchasing. So they took control of both engineering and purchasing. A.L. Smith was tapped to fit. So A.L. Smith was tapped to fix the fitting of fiberglass components. So for those who don't know what A.L. Smith is, it's basically known as A.L. Smith Corporation, which is an American manufacturer of both residential and commercial water heaters and boilers, and the largest manufacturer and marketer of water heaters in North America. So water heaters in North America. Oh God, Lord. It also supplies both water treatment and water purification products in the Asian market. The company has 27 locations worldwide, including five manufacturing facilities in North America, as well as plants in Bengaluru in India, Nanjing in China, and Veldhoven in the Netherlands. So it was founded in the year 1874, so around 151 years ago, in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. So in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. So Wisconsin. So in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Um, so A.L. Smith was tapped to fit. A.L. Smith. So we're back to the Mustang. A.L. Smith was tapped to fix the. A.L. Smith was tapped to fix the fitting of fiberglass components. In May 1967, so 7 months later, the okay, talk. The decision was made to terminate the Cali-based Shelby operation. So to terminate the operation in California. So in California. On August 18th, 1967, so like during like the middle, so like during the middle of like late so during like the middle of the late 60s. So yeah, on August 18th, 1967, a small carryover Shelby staff, along with the remaining engineering engineering cars, was sent to Ionia, Michigan. Shelby personnel had substantially less involvement after this time. Notable cars for 1967 include 0100, the first GT500 built, 0131, the only Shelby GT coupe built, known as Little Red, which was the precursor to the '68 California Special. The original GT500 Low Red was rediscovered. So the only GT500 Little Red was rediscovered in a Texas farm field in March 2018. So it was rediscovered more than around 7 years ago, something like that. 0139, the only Shelby GT 500 convertible built in 1967. Cars 0100, 01 so 0100, 0131, and 013 and 0139 were the first big block Shelby GT cars, both ordered and built. One 67 fastback was updated to GT500 equipped with a 7-liter 427 um so with a 7-liter 427 FE racing motor from the Ford GT40 Le Mans supercar, producing 650 horsepower. Pretty good. 650 horsepower. That's a pretty good power out. That's a pretty good power output. Pretty good amount. 650 horsepower. That's pretty good. And that's like the same power as a Z06 Corvette. Pretty good. The one with the supercharged 6.2 liter LT1 V8, I think. I don't know. So, so producing 167 fastback was updated to a GT500 equipped with a 7-liter 427 FE GT40 racing V8 motor, producing 650 horsepower, and was known as the Super Snake. The car was capable of speeds over 150 miles an hour, hitting 170 during a demonstration by Shelby himself on Goodyear's Thunderbolt tires. No cars other than the prototype were built due to limited interest. The car sold at Beckham's 2013 Indian the car sold at Beckham's 2013 Indianapolis auction for $1.3 million. So $1,300,000 it was sold for. In 1967, Shelby American built 26K code Mustang coupes to the FIA's Group 2 spec. This allowed the cars to race in the SCCA A sedan, so Sports Car Club of America A sedan class, and both that and the Trans Am series. The 67 Mustang notchback. So the 67 Mustang notchback Group 2 sedan was Shelby American's corporation model for 1967. The same rule that allowed the the 65 GT350 to compete in SCCA's B production class. So B production class says no rear seats, effectively kept the Shelby Mustangs like out of the Trans Am series. For 1968, a year later, the Cobra name was applied to both models, which were marketed as both the Shelby Cobra GT350 and the Shelby Cobra GT500. The solid lifter K code V8 motor was discontinued by Ford. So Shelby used the hydraulic lifter 4.9 liter 302 V8, making 230 horsepower. It produced 250 horsepower, so an extra 20 horsepower more, with the high-rise intake, but wasn't equipped with Shelby's headers in order to make room for the power steering. The early 68 GT500 used the Shelby installed 7-liter 428 Police Interceptor V8 motor with a single 4-barrel carburetor rated at a monstrous 360 horsepower, which is pretty good. Okay, next up is the 67 Shelby GT350 and the So 67 Shelby GT350 and the 68 Cobra and a 68 Cobra GT350. Orders next, orders first, let's do it. So, production and model years was obviously from the year 67 to 68. Assembly for 67, it was in Los Angeles, California. And so for 1967, and for 68, a year later, it was in Iona, well, not Iona, Ionia in Michigan. Body and chassis next. Body style so body and chassis next. Body style for a two-door you can get is either a fastback or a convertible. Powertrain is next. For the motor in 1967, it had a 4.7 liter, 289 wind. So it had a 4.7 liter, um, 289, whereas in 1968 it had a 4.9 liter, 302. Well, technically a 5 liter, both Windsor V8 motors. Pretty good. Transmission, two types you can choose from is either a 3-speed auto or a 4-speed manual. It's either a 3-speed auto or 4-speed manual. Either way it works. Anyways, moving on. So the 67 redesign made for a heavier Mustang along with a longer fiberglass hood and both new front and rear fascias. So the 67 Shelby GT350 and the 68 Cobra GT350. So new front and rear fascias. The design of the original 65 version was evident, but these styling upgrades gave the car a more aggressive appearance and achieved Carroll Shelby's goal of differentiating his car from the Mustang on which it's based. May rest in peace, Mr. Shelby. So where was I? His goal of differentiating his car from the Mustang on which it's based. The separate high beam lights in the grille added the separate high beam headlights in the grille added more character, while a thin chrome front bumper sat below a mesh grille with the classic Shelby GT350 logo in place. Apart from the very early cars, the small hood scoop was there to deliver fresh air to the small hood scoop was there to deliver fresh air to the motor. Shelby also included new horizontal sequential taillights sourced from both the 67 Mercury Cougar in 1967 and a 65 Ford Thunderbird in 1968, and an integrated cam type rear wing, functional rear brake cooling scoops or rear brake cooling ducts, whatever you want to call it, adorned the rear quarter panels. 10 spoke 15 inch cast aluminum rims were the wheel choice, with Goodyear white lettered tires, or white lettered radials. The GT350 was available with both AC and an AM/FM radio or stereo. The steering wheel was a wood-rimmed and satin-trimmed design with a classic Shelby logo in the center. Behind this wheel was a very classy-looking set of gauges, a 140 mile an hour speedometer, and an 8,000 RPM tachometer were joined along with a smaller analog clock, fuel level, water temperature, and oil pressure gauges. The 67 GT350 came with a cast iron block, 4.7 liter, 289 V8 motor, rated at 306 horsepower and 329 typically pound-feet of torque. Just rounded up. For a push rod design, the GT350 revved relatively high, with the horsepower peak not in full swing until the 6,000 RPM red line. 67 was of the year, well before modern fuel injection came about, and the car used a single Holley 4-barrel carburetor. The true dual exhaust was H-shaped. So the true dual exhaust with a H-shaped crossover. So the true dual exhaust with a H-shaped crossover system came standard with low restriction mufflers and chrome exhaust tips. Power was routed to the ground through a sturdy 4-speed manual with a single dry disc clutch. A three-speed auto was made available as an option. Rear end ratios were 3.89 to 1 for the 4-speed manual, and 3.5 to 1 for the automatic. Acceleration was impressive, with a 0 to 60 time of around 7 seconds. Most hot hatches will do that kind of speed at a top speed of 140 miles. 140 miles an hour, which is not bad, pretty good. 140 miles an hour. Braking duties were handled by 11.3, almost 11 and a half inch rotors with almost 11 and a half inch rotors. So almost 11 and a half inch rotors up front and drums in the rear. Power assist was standard. The front suspension consisted of unequal length control arms, coil springs, adjustable tube arms, and an anti-sway bar. I think it's meant to say anti-roll bar, but same thing anyways. Outback was a live rear axle with multi-leaf semi-elliptical springs, so technically leaf springs and tube shocks. The steering, so technically both leaf springs and tube shocks. So leaf springs and tube shocks. The steering was a power assisted recirculating ball design. In 1968, a year later, the 4.7 liter 289 V8 was replaced with a factory 4.9 liter 302 V8 using an aluminum Cobra intake manifold and Holley 600 cubic feet per minute or CFM carburetor. The 302 had less racing parts than the 4.7 liter 289 and was rated at 250 horsepower. A Paxton supercharger was available. So a Paxton supercharger was available. Okay, next up is the 1967 Shelby GT500 and 1968 Cobra GT500. Alright, orders next, so let's do it. So production from 67 to 68, assembly for 67 was in LA, California, 68, Ionia, Michigan. Body and chassis next, body styles either two-door fastback or convertible Powertrain for the motors, we got a 7-liter 428 standard and Cobra Jet V8 motor. Transmission 3-speed auto and 4-speed manual. Dimensions only the current weight 3,241 pounds, 1,470 kilos. Chronology's next successor was the 68 GT 500 KR and the 0809 Shelby GT 500 KR. Alright, let's do it. The 67 Shelby GT the 67 Shelby GT 500 was the 67 Shelby GT 500 was the first model built in the Shelby GT 500. So it was the first model built in the Shelby GT 500 range. It's based on the 67 Mustang. And is equipped with a 7-liter, so a 7-liter FE 428 Police Interceptor V8. So a 7-liter FE 428 Police Interceptor V8 motor. So a 7-liter 428 FE Police Interceptor V8 motor, topped with an aluminum mid-rise intake and a 2x4 barrel 600 CFM Holley carburetor, producing at 5,400 RPM, 355 horsepower, pretty good, and at 3,200 RPM, 420 pound-feet, 570 newton meters of torque. So yeah, 3,200 RPM, pretty good. 2,048 were produced. 2,048 were produced in 1967. Several parts of the GT were made of fiberglass, including the front end, hood, rear tail light panel, deck lid, quarter panel extension, and side scoops. The next one we got is the 1968 the next one we got is the 1968 GT 500 KR. Starting in April 1968, starting in April 1968. So starting in April 1968, during like the start of like the early late 60s, so like the early mid of the late 60s it was. Ford started factory installing a version of the 7-liter 428 motor, so V8, known as the Cobra Jet. This new motor featured a unique 16 bolt exhaust flange. The GT500 was subsequently known as the Cobra. Known as the Cobra GT500 KR. The initials KR stood for King of the Road. Ford rated the Cobra Jet at 335 horsepower, but with at 3,400 RPM, 440 pound-feet, 600 newton meters of torque. So 600 newton meters of torque. Pretty good at 3,400 RPM. Pretty good at 3,400 RPM. Although the horsepower was considered significantly underreported. Somewhat. Anyways, Shelby's KR motor was left stock, so standard, adding die-cast aluminum or aluminium valve covers with Cobra Le Mans, to note Ford's FE motor family victory over Ferrari at Le Mans in both 1966 and 1967. Next up is the 6970 GT350 and GT500. So overviews next. Well, first was the so production was from 69 to 70, assembly so 1969 to 1970. Assembly was in Los Angeles, California. Pretty good. Body and chassis next. Body style, two types you could choose from the two doors, either a fastback or convertible. Powertrain is next. The motors, we got a 5.8 liter 351 Windsor V8 for the GT350, and for the GT500 we got the big dog itself, the 7-liter 428 FE V8 motor for the GT500. Transmission, two types you could choose from, is either a 3-speed auto or a 4-speed manual. Dimensions is next. Not much on there, just a wheelbase length. Wheelbase is at 2,743 millimeters, dead on at approximately 108 inches, almost 110 if you had actually 2 inches more. And length was 4,851 millimeters, so 191 inches, dead on approximately for length. Okay, moving on. So 69 to 70, GT350 and GT500. So the GTs lost their Cobra tag. So the GTs lost their Cobra tag for 1969, the end of the 60s, and once again were marketed simply as both the Shelby GT350 and the Shelby GT500. Both the GT350 and 5 both the GT350 and GT500 so both the GT350 and GT500 for the 69 model year received an extensive facelift. The body alone increasing in length by 4 inches, with some reaching 10 inches. Ford was involved with design and styling style decisions, with Shelby having little input. The GT350 was now equipped with a mighty 5.8 liter 351 Windsor V8 motor. Carroll Shelby, God rest his soul, may rest in peace. So Carroll Shelby, he terminated his agreement with Ford in the summer of '69. It was designed by John Chun, known as John M. Chun, from Korea, born August 3rd, 1928, passed away July 6th, 2013. So July 6th, 2013, who is a Korean automotive engineering designer. He was the first known Korean car designer. So Korean car designer. So it was designed by John Jun. No production of 1970 Shelby GT350 and 500 models were under. So no production of 1970 Shelby GT350 and 500 models. So Shelby GT350 and 500 models were undertaken. However, unsold 69 models were given 1970 VIN numbers. So were given 1970 VIN numbers under FBI supervision. The 1970 models had two cosmetic changes. both a front chin spoiler, so front chin spoiler, and two black hood stripes. The rest of the changes had to do with emissions. Had to do with emissions and all that. The GT500 had the carburetor both modified and marketed ED, so edited on tag. The distributor in both the distributor in both the GT350 and GT500 was changed to a 1970 version. A total of 789, almost 790, well, close to 800 were re-VINed. So they had to redo their VIN numbers again. Okay, last but certainly not the very least, before we call it a night, is the 1971 Shelby Europa. So it's like saying Europe, but taking out the E and putting A. So Europa. Although production of Shelby GTs, so Shelby GTs, in the USA had ceased. A total of 9 of those 1971 Shelby Europa GT350 and GT500 Mustangs were produced under license. So under license by Belgian dealer Claude Dubois. So by Claude Dubois. So Belgian dealer for the Euro market, for the European market. 7 of those fastbacks, Ford used the term sports roof, and 2 convertibles were produced, of which seven were M code, not as a reference of BMW. That's got nothing to do with it. So so 7 fastbacks, Ford used the term sports roof, and 2 convertibles were produced, of which seven were M code, and one H code cars. So 1 H code cars. One 429 SCJ J code fastback was produced. Those whereabouts today are unknown. Both convertibles and one fastback were modified to GT500 with a 5.8 liter 351 high output V8 motor. Both convertibles are located in Finland. All 1971 Shelby Europas were based on the 1971 Mustang. So last part, and then I'll end it for tonight. Previously it was believed that 14 cars were produced, but the total production number of 9 of only 9 cars were confirmed in 2014, a year after Paul Walker passed away. Rest in peace. So it was confirmed. So, but a total production number of 9 cars. So only 9 cars. So less than 10 cars were confirmed. So it was confirmed in 2014 by cross check of Claude Dubois files. So both Claude Dubois files and the FFM Ford factory Ford factory Mustang production data. So Ford factory Mustang production data. So production data. Okay, so that'll be it for tonight. So for my next Mustang video will be about, oh, I need a drink real quick. Yeah, here we go. So for my next Mustang video, Shelby Mustang video, will be about the Gen 2 Shelby Mustang from 2005 to 2009, known as the S197-1 version of the car. And the first one for that is the Shelby CS6/8, or just CS68. Okay, so that'll be it. For tonight. If you guys like this video, like and subscribe. So if you guys like this video, like and subscribe. So subscribe, comment down below what you guys think. Hit the notification bell, and hit all so you're alerted of when I make brand new uploads. Okay, so that'll be it. I gotta go. And for tomorrow, I'm gonna be wearing my Shelby Mustang merchandise, which I bought like a week ago or so. Can't remember. But I'll wear it off. I'll show you what it looks like tomorrow. I promise. I was gonna do it tonight, but I'm just so tired right now. Oh my god. Yeah. But I promise I'll do it tomorrow. I promise. For our next video. So for my next video will be about the Gen 2 Shelby Mustang from 05 to 09 S197-1. So S197-1. Starting off with the first one is the Shelby CS6/8. Okay, so that'll be it. If you guys like this video, like and subscribe. Comment down below what you guys think. Hit the notification bell and hit all so you'll know where I make brand uploads. So remember, like, subscribe, comment down below what you guys think. Hit the notification bell and hit all so you'll know of when I make brand uploads. Okay, I gotta go. I'll see you guys soon in the next video. But until then, stay safe, have a great evening, and have a great day tomorrow morning. But until then, stay safe, have a great evening, and have a great day tomorrow morning. And I'll see you guys soon in the next video. So I gotta check what the time is. So it's 10:54, not too bad. Okay, so like I said, I'll see you guys soon in the next video. But until then, stay safe. So stay safe, have a great evening, and have a great day tomorrow morning. So I'm repeating because I just say a little bit slower so you guys understand. So, but until then, stay safe, have a great evening, and have a great day tomorrow morning. And I'll see you guys soon. In the next video. So take care, folks. Stay safe out there. So take care, folks. Stay safe out there. And I'll see you guys soon. Good night.